Hi, I'm Debbie Hartner. I'm Elsie Johnson. We are two sisters, Southern cooking. Hey y'all, I am starting the chicken Alfredo. So first I'm putting my white magic on my chicken to season it, and I'm going to put it in my, I have about maybe 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the pan. We can also, if you want to know, I know we've already told you once or twice, but it was a long time ago, where to get the white magic. We can tell you that as well when we post the video. So it's very, very good. So I'm going to put the chicken in here, and I'm going to just cook them on each side for, I'm going to say about 4 minutes per side until they're done. And that is one thing that I'm very adamant about. I make sure my chicken is done. I don't care if it's going back in my Alfredo sauce when I'm done, but I want it to be totally cooked before I put it in there. Okay, I'll set a timer for 4 minutes, and then I'll flip it over and cook it for 4 minutes on the other side, and then I'll put it in a pan to rest while we're getting the Alfredo started. While she's doing that, I just crushed up some fresh garlic, so she'll be putting that into the sauce as well. I can't wait. We've done this video before, by the way, guys. We did it last year, and that was before Elsie and I decided we were needing to hone our editing and video skills. Also, I think might have been before we changed to this current page that we use too. Yeah, so Elsie and I have improved greatly on our editing skills and our videography skills. So we decided to revisit some of the old videos that we have done in the past, so we can redo them for you guys, so you guys can see them in up-to-date version. So. One thing I've been told is when you're frying chicken, like chicken tenders or anything like that, especially like not breaded, when they're sticking, don't try to turn them because they're not ready. They will release themselves. They will come loose from the pan when it's time to flip them. And as you can see, there's a couple of these that are still sticking pretty good. That means they're no way near ready to flip. Like this one's loose. That one technically might be able to flip, but I want to make sure it's done totally. So I'm gonna wait the full 4 minutes on each side. It also depends on the size of your chicken too. If they're really small pieces, and that one that's loose already is a very small piece of chicken tender, so it technically might be ready to turn. But I have some bigger pieces in there, so I will just continue to monitor them and wait for my timer to go off and flip them all at the same time. I'm really, really afraid of chicken not being done enough and people getting sick. Same way with pork. You want to make sure your pork is done. The same, you want to make sure your chicken is done. You do not want to get anybody sick. So I try to make sure that it's done. Those 2 smaller pieces are moving freely on the bottom of the pan. This one is too. These are not. Hey y'all, now I'm starting the Alfredo portion of this. And I'm melting my butter in here, and then I'll put my heavy cream in, and then I will put my cream cheese in. I'm going to put my garlic in right now into the butter and let it roast for just a minute, and then I'll add in the heavy cream. Okay. Alright, I got my heavy cream. Alright, I'm putting my cream cheese in. And that is going to have to melt into the sauce. And then I'll add in my seasonings. I'm going to use my whisk in here now so that I can control breaking it up. Once the heavy cream starts to warm up, the cream cheese will start to melt and thicken the sauce up. And then I will add in the seasonings, as I said, and then the very last thing to add in will be your Parmesan cheese. And then that will really thicken it up. And then I will add in my fettuccine noodles. And then we'll put the chicken back in that I just previously sauteed and browned. Years ago I used to make Alfredo out of the jar sauce, and it always was like heavy on my stomach when we were done. It was almost like it was loaded with grease. And I dreaded having chicken Alfredo. And finally one day, this was many years ago, finally one day I decided that there had to be a better way. So I did some research and I found this recipe, and that's the only way I'll have it now. It's not hard to do, and it's so much better than the jarred stuff. Like I said, the jarred stuff, after I would eat, Roger would love it. He didn't care. But he really likes this, the homemade version. But he would eat it and he'd be perfectly fine with it, with the jarred stuff. But I got to where I dreaded eating it because it was just heavy, like too heavy on my stomach. And this is so much better. This is way better. All right. I think it's good enough for me to put I'm holding this because it's cooled off. We cook the noodles and let them sit to cool down before we put them in. That's good, y'all. Yeah. I'll be taking some extra. There's a bunch here. Yeah, for this weekend. Yeah, there's a bunch. I'll put a hurting on this. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna add the chicken back, and then we're gonna use this same pan to put everything right back into. We get some things to lift it. It's not that hot. Not really? Nope. I think I have everything back in the mix here. Chicken is well incorporated. The noodles are covered very well. I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to pour it back in this pan and we'll... Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
We're two sisters Southern cooking.
And we thank you for visiting our page. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.